What's up, guys? Sam here, and I'll be doing the weekly review for Friday, March 27th, 2026. So, just finished making the video for the Mastering the Trade Room, and I wanted to bring you guys just a couple of tidbits of the best parts from that video. So, I want to round back to something that we talked about in this video last week, and that's going to be the QQQ short side setup. So for the QQQ, I am still looking at 500 as an inevitable target for the the pullback. The reasons that I'm looking for that are numerous, to say the least. You have a high compression squeeze firing short, and then on my indicator set, the worst possible signal you can have on all these different lines and colors is right here. When it says caution on true momentum, it usually is something that happens right before a major, do I say it 3 times? Major pullback. Now you might say, well, this feels like a pretty major pullback, Sam. The indicator would actually disagree. The reason why is because if it's already exhausted itself, this caution label would actually turn off. And the fact that it's still active tells me that this is frankly nowhere near over. So I want to start with a quick trade idea here, and it's basically the same trade idea I gave you last week. If you happen to have taken it, which I did not, I gave you a good idea and I didn't even take it myself. I was waiting for higher prices. One of these tweets would do it, surely. Did not get the entry, but if you did, you're already in the money actually, because the trade that I gave you and the trade that I'm going to give you again, and frankly maybe the trade I might give you every week until it happens, is the 570 500 put debit spread on the QQQ anywhere from May to about June. If you want to be really conservative, use the September expiration. Basically the idea is the same no matter what, 570 500. The only thing that's up in the air is what expiration you choose. Thinking it through, I think it makes the most sense to use June. If you're more aggressive, you can use May, and if you're really conservative, you can use September. So just want to start with that quick idea because in my opinion this is nowhere near over. Now we've gone kind of turbo to the downside, right? We're basically just in this point going into a free fall. Next week, being a holiday week and all, could we bounce really big? Yeah, we could. It would be great if we did. And I think that would be a great opportunity to sell. The problem is that everybody sees it the same way. So we'll see if that even happens. But I just want to caveat that by saying, even if we have a massive bounce, I don't think things are over, nor would it change my work that I've provided to you in this video. So regardless of what happens next week, it remains a short, in my opinion. I want to give you a quick ticker that I follow that's very simple to follow. It's nuanced, but from a trading perspective, it's very simple. You don't have to know what this is necessarily. It helps, but actually, if you just simplify it, it may be even better. And that is HYG. So HYG here, this isn't a trade necessarily. This is more of a market internal that is a critical market internal that I think you should maybe not follow all the time, but I need you to have one level on the chart. And it's going to be the 80 level on HYG. The reason this matters is because if HYG is below 80, the market is full on bearish. Right now, you might get some day trades and this, that, or the other to the upside. Below 80, shorts only, in my point of view. Okay, so just mark off 80 on HYG. That is your over/under. Below 80, it's bearish. Above 80, it flips bullish. Any bullish activity that happens in the indexes with HYG below 80 is suspect and should be likely viewed as a short. Lastly, I want to leave you with one decent-ish pick, I think. I'd like to think, although frankly even this one may not work, but for the sake of diversity I'll bring you a long that I actually have in the room, which we got filled in yesterday. Considering the shellacking that the NASDAQ is taking, for it to be flat on the day is a minor win. Now, should this one work in a vacuum, it would be a perfect setup. Unfortunately, the vacuum is more that of a black hole than it is of a Dyson, and it may not work, but I want to leave it on your radar because it's a pretty good setup. It's going to be VRT. Okay, so VRT here, good squeeze, overall good pattern. I think if the market catches any whiff of a bid, I think you can be back at 270 in a day. It is capable of moving that much. So I like VRT here. I like the idea of butterflies on this. Out of the money butterflies, keep it cheap, lead the shot, right? So I think we're in the, what are we in, the 280, 300, 310s. That's going to be for next month. That might be a little aggressive, especially after a $20 drop. So you can rethink the strikes there on the butterfly, but or you can just use mine and pay a lot less. That's fine too. But I wanted to leave you one good long here. Of course, the best longs are in energy. Actually, you know what? Let me give you a second long that might be even better than this. So I'll endorse VRT, but only in a good market, right? If the market is tanking on Monday, there should be no questions as to why VRT would be down. It is a stock in the stock market after all. So this is actually something that's setting up here. This one likely works a lot more cleanly, and you don't need a good market for it, and that's going to be oil, right? So it feels like oil's extended, but in reality, it's just gone into a new one dot squeeze, and it's a very bullish chart. I think once you rip the top off 100, there's very much a ton of room here, at least into 105, potentially back into 120 on oil. So I will be looking at that one as well next week. Frankly, I think you can even buy it today. I'll be looking at that one next week for a continuation break over 100 into the 105 to 120 zone. If that happens, of course, I think that's going to put a lot of pressure on stocks. In that instance, disregard the VRT long and look to play the QQQ 570, 500 put debit spread, as well as some call debit spreads on USO. All right, guys, that's my time. Hopefully it was helpful. Drop us a like on the video. If you're watching it on the YouTube, drop us a comment. It does help us out with the algorithm. If you don't have anything to say, I always appreciate a good challenge. So if any of you are seeing the market differently than I am, I would love to hear your thoughts on it. But if you don't have anything to say and you want to help us out with the algorithm, just let us know what you're having for dinner, and I would certainly appreciate it. See you next time, guys. Cheers.
Without simpler trading, I could not have financial independence.
This is one of the best investments I ever made in my life.
It's helping me find consistency.
It's one of the things that won me